Hindu. Can they marry? No. They will be shunned, completely excommunicated, and whatever else. Same as a Muslim, lots of problem to marry a Christian person has to become Muslim in order to take that to take place. So this is the drawback. So we can't go back to the past. We know the past has come to a gridlock in the center, which means either they have to get rid of it, or if they want to stick to it, there's no common ground, to get it into. Now I'll explain how Baha'i faith works like a transfer station, that when people, it's like a lake, when the people, or like a transfer station of electricity, people are coming with a different current, whether it's Jewish background or Christians or Muslim or Hindu or Buddhist or no background. When they come through their channel, before they talk to each other and try to get along with each other, when they enter into the lake or transfer station of the Baha'i faith, Baha'u'llah transfers them by telling them that there are others that they think differently, but it is not their fault that they're different. It's just that, like money values, we have to try to exchange it and bring it up into a new understanding that can work. Why do we need that? It's just because in the West, the entire moral values is based on the material understanding of human being, which quite honestly is about eating, sleeping, going to bathroom, and having sex, the four things, And the power, the manifestation of power is money and sex. That is the power. So in this environment and circumstances, it's pretty difficult for people to say that, okay, I'm going to give in, or I'm going to be polite, or I'm just not going to. The question is that why should I do that for somebody who's not appreciating it? Baha'u'llah solved that and say that, no, there is nothing like that, that if you are nice to this gentleman, or good to him, or you're polite, or you're well-mannered, there is a recompensation for this. There is a need for this, which there is a next life, there is a next existence, there's a next plane of existence that we have to understand even before we die, and that is to grasp that higher understanding of human being, that simply to be polite or try to calm down somebody's anger, you don't need to die to understand this. Right here, if you do that, you just see it. In reality, it helps you when you're helping him. When you're doing bad to him, it's like a knife that you have to go through yourself first, cut yourself, and then injure the other person. Same as when you're good. If you're good, trying to be good at least, you do get benefit out of that. And the benefit for mankind is not necessarily metaphysical, it's in all aspects. For example, a nice person always has a better chance of being a better businessman, a well-mannered individual, Honest persons at the end of the day is not going to be destroyed. That is not the case. There are, of course, anomalies, but at the end of the day, honesty and being nice, having good moral values, it pays off. So, but the scientists here, when they say, this is it, and all of them, from Carl Sagan to Mr. David Suzuki, nobody believes in the life after death, or existence, or recompense. They just say man is another, animal, a little bit better than animal, but it is the same class. In this environment, when there's a deadlock in front of you, the road is dead end, it's very difficult for people to be nice to each other, and they want to know why. What's the use of that? So, per se, you need the moral values in marriage, but this is my observations. I've seen Canadian marriages, and when I'm talking about Canadian, I'm not talking just white Anglo-Saxon, I'm talking the very Iranian. They marry here. It's just this society of Canada or US or any other, you know, Western-based society. Marriage seems like an open mortgage. Is like an annual or perennial plant. It's like a flower. It can be in a vase. 1 year, 2 years, dies out. It's beautiful, nice. It's this flower, but doesn't have too much of a life span. It's not like an Indian marriage, which would be like a colossal, you know, large tree. It needs huge depth of the individual and its moral values, you know, past generations after generation in order to hold it. Here, marriage is an open mortgage. I'm marrying you, you're marrying me, till the next guy comes. Any better guy comes in, that's it. Most of the time, she or he will go. Simple says, what can I do, you know? And to make the matter worse, in this society, okay, what's the solution? Card reading, astronomy, a lot of strange things. That's, my God, it's such a shame in this society to get this kind of a thing. It's worse than any religion, and it is like a religion of the people. So I always say to people, let's say just Mr. Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. I bring their names because they're famous. I'm pretty sure I have respect for Brad Pitt a lot. These are very beautiful, rich people. Let's just say that if they would propose, 99% of the women qualified, let's say, not too old, not too young, in the Western society or societies that are, you know, scientific based, any country, doesn't matter, no prejudice, the married woman, probably they let go of their marriage. If they see honestly Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise coming, oh, I want to love you and I want to marry you, they let go of it. Now, can you say that if they were gone to an Amish village and say that to an Amish girl or Mennonites or a Hindu or a Muslims, would they accept that too? Would they let go of their families and children and everything? You know the answer. The answer is not no. It would be the percentage of the loose, open society like ours to accept these suggestions and proposals from them on behalf of the women is a lot more, a percentage higher than a religious-based society. So what does that mean? That means religion, bad or good right now, all the religions were good at one point of time. As I said, they're past, their time is past, but still, there is right there, you could see that the individuals coming out of these societies are very, very strong because they have a good connection to their mom and dad, even to their grandfather and other family member. So a child is parented not just by father and mother, by uncles, by aunties, by grandfather, grandmother. Are so much surrounded, the whole society. The child receives so much love and attention, with no money, of course. But still, he feels very, very strong when they come in this society. Most of the time, if they keep on doing what they were doing and they don't change their morals, they're very, very successful people. And that is the case even in the Canadian society right now. Those families that the moral values are high and people don't sleep around when they're married, or in India, an Indian woman is marked with something in the middle of her forehead. When people see that, the guys, they just put their head down. They know she's taken. That's not the case here. People are always shopping around because in the West they have, in the East they have Ayatollah. They can get rid of it. They have some kind of a religious leader. They know what it is. But here I call it Ayatollah TV. The TV is the Ayatollah in the West. TV tells people whatever to do. Everything. How to dress up, who's the criminal, who's the bad guy. Everything is set in the damn box. So the Hollywood has become the new center for the moral center, you know. just send their messages to people, and people, whether like it or not, just gets into them. They're inculcated, it's embedded in their brain. They accept it. And as a result, we have this kind of problems. So we have to think of what to do. Because in the West, people are seriously suffering in the relationship of the family and marriage, especially children's. The most innocent, citizens, they suffer because they can't divorce their mother and father. The law has not grown up to say that when you have a child, you are in a relationship a lot stronger than marriage. You can't say this child does not need mother or father, or have to have partial mother, partial father. The law has not grown up yet.